Hi and welcome to Whiskey Shared. You're watching day 21 of my mystery whiskey advent calendar. I'm Toby and you're watching Whiskey Shared. Welcome to day 21 of my mystery whiskey advent calendar. If you've seen this before and you know it works, then you can just skip straight forward to the tasting. Otherwise, the way this works is I have over 100 samples in my sample collection and my wife has picked 24 at random. She'll put one a day into a blue Glencairn glass and I'll nose it, I'll taste it, I'll tell you if I like it, and I'll have a stab at what I think it is. This is just for fun, so sometimes I get it right and sometimes I get it wrong. Should we find out what I'm drinking? On to the whiskey. If you'd like to play along with me and find out what's in my glass when I do, then just keep watching. Otherwise, take a look in the description now for a sneak peek. Let's start with the nose. So this seems quite sweet. I'm getting like apples. It's like red apples. I'm getting a hint of pear. And there's also like a dry wood note. It's sweet but not overly sweet. Definitely orchard fruits. Doesn't seem overly high ABV. Not sure I'm getting much more though. Let's move on to the palate. Yeah, so I'm getting like green apples. There's definitely an apple note there. There's also a hint of like pear drops, so it's slightly synthetic fruit. There's also a dry wood note. It's quite noticeable on the palate, which makes me think that this is probably aged for some time in like refill ex-bourbon, something like that. Probably first or second fill or combination. But it also reminds me of a number of independent bottlings that I've got of Speyside and Highland whiskies, which are quite high ABV. But this isn't high ABV, it's definitely quite low. Let's have another sip. There's a bit of a mustiness to the dry wood note, which makes me think this is probably slightly older. I think it's probably double digits, so 10-12 years minimum, if not more. It comes across quite low ABV though. It could be 40% ABV, but definitely no more than 46. It's definitely a nice, simple whiskey. What it does well. It's those orchard fruits. And yeah, not much more. There's a little bit of malted barley in there. Obviously there's that dry wood note. And in terms of finish, it's short to medium. There is a little bit of green apple skins. There's some vanilla and there's that dry wood note. Let's have one final sip. Yeah, I'm not getting much more. It's quite a simple whiskey. There's the orchard fruits, there's the vanilla, there's the musty dry wood note. So it's definitely making me think it's probably a Speyside or a Highland. It's low ABV, possibly an independent bottling, and double digits. Let's say minimum of 12 years old. Should we find out what's in my glass? Right, so it's Arran 21-year-old. It's 46% ABV, and it was sent to me as a Secret Santa dram from the Certified Originals. So I've no idea who sent me this. I don't think I've had Arran 21 before. But yeah, I suppose I was vaguely right with some of it, but I couldn't nail a distillery. Obviously this is classed as Highland whiskey. It's 46% ABV. I was loath to think it could stretch as far as that. It definitely came across as much lighter. But it's very simple whiskey. It's not unpleasant. It's definitely a nice whiskey. But yeah, I think with the preconceptions of what this costs and the fact it's a 21-year-old whiskey, if you had the bottle in front of you, you might pick out different things or you might have a different experience. But the fact that I didn't know what it was, yeah, it was a much simpler whiskey to my palate. All I can say is, obviously, if you've tried this, share your thoughts below. I'd love to hear your comments on this whiskey, and I'm sure some of you have tried it. And if you haven't, then hopefully this was quite interesting. And yeah, I think I'd definitely like to try another sample of this, maybe from a different batch to see how it compares. But all in all, it was, yeah, a pleasant whiskey, and glad I've got to try it, because, yeah, I wouldn't say it's on my list, but it was definitely one that I was intrigued about. So definitely glad I got to try it. Hopefully you found that interesting, and hopefully you'll come back tomorrow for day 22. Stauncher. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, why not give it a like or a comment, and please consider subscribing for more videos like this.